Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday.
Good morning. I'm Ram Krishan Singh,
I'm Ram Krishan Kaur.
and we are here this morning to talk with you about, again, another relaxed morning. But we received some inquiry about a couple different inquiries that maybe we'll talk about a little bit later. But let's talk about what's alive for us right now. Let's see. Well, we're coming nearer and nearer to our end of the stay that we have in this beautiful house with our cat friends, and it's like an ashram here.
I know. Which it's been really a blessing to be here and to have the space, a beautiful, beautiful space to create and to practice and retreat. It's been really beautiful, and I think we both feel really blessed for this opportunity. Now we get to step into the unknown.
Well, a little bit about what we've been doing here is we came from New York City, and New York City was both of us having a normal style job, and I was before that living in the jungle, so both of us, and so was she.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us had to, at different times, both of us had to let go of a lot of the things that we love and our true natures and what we discovered about ourselves, our missions, our purpose, our joys,
Mm-hmm.
our passions. And so New York was very suppressive. The outside was like a pressure cooker.
Mm-hmm.
We left New York and have been going through a decompression process. And part of that was going to the winter solstice, but being here has been really liberating in the effect that we get to do everything that we want to do here.
And it provides the clarity and the space to remember, because I think for both of us, what happened in New York City, getting so caught up in the day-to-day things and the day-to-day challenges and everything that living in New York City requires, I think we both forgot what's dearest to our hearts, and I guess the main reason why we're embodied in this life and this at this time. And it's just been a really beautiful process of clearing out a lot of the things that have accumulated over the months. For me, it was a year and a half in New York City, and just remembering and waking up again to the things that bring our hearts the greatest joy and really lighten up and enliven our spirits.
And letting go of the things from New York, but also letting go of the things since childhood.
Yeah.
And we got a book. Yogi Bhajan taught a series called the Rebirthing Series. And this is a series of practices, series of, how do you say, like days of practice, almost like a Kriya each day. But it includes a lecture by Yogi Bhajan, and then a set of practices, and usually meditation, or the whole thing could be meditation. But it's about releasing what we've accumulated since childhood that's being stored in our subconscious and unconscious.
Mm-hmm. I think it was actually a series of different classes that he did. So the lectures that are there are from each individual class that he did. So you could either choose to do them every single day or you could do them spaced out. But they've been really, 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 really powerful. The first four classes are about just clearing the subconscious. It's called Clearing House. And it's incredible the amount of things that come up. And even today we did a practice, and I thought it was going to be really gentle and that, I wasn't aware of what was going to come up. And the minute we started this one meditation, so many things came up that I had completely blocked out of my memory, blocked out of my experience. And they're so key to the way that I approach life now. So all these things that were just buried somewhere in the subconscious just rose to the surface, and I was able to see them and feel them and experience them and begin to let them go. And it's really it's incredible. It's just, you think that you're sitting down to do a practice or a meditation, and it's just going to be another meditation, but it's really designed so perfectly to unlock these boxes, basically, of stored memory, of stored experience.
And so all of these subconscious habits and patterns of reaction are stored in the they're stored in the subconscious, and they're from childhood, the earliest years, even periods of being in the womb, where these patterns are imprinted upon the psyche, or you could say energetic bodies or field of the individual. And it's literally like an imprint. All these experiences and patterns from the mother and father and the upbringing and the childhood and the traumas, it's all being stored and held on to. And so this is a process of literally going into those places, going deeper and deeper into the psyche to touch into those and release them, and also re-establish new healthy behavior patterns.
For me, it was really clear today. This At this one point, it was, so we come into this beat, like this realm of existence. We're embodied in this form, and we're coming from infinity. And yes, we pick up some things from when we're in the womb, but pretty much we're coming with a very clean slate. And from that moment that we are out in the world, things start to build and layers start to build. And it's not anything that's ours, really. It's our reaction and our interaction with the world around us. And then as we go through our life, it's more and more of these layers, but the fundamental layers that are built when we're children are the foundation upon which all the other layers are built upon. And then it's also the filter through which all the other layers come through. So our whole identity becomes very much defined by those early on experiences, and we don't even realize it because that's just what we learned how to be and who we are. So a lot of this process is to go through these layers and just clean up the bottom layers, and first of all remember the innocence that from which we came and who we are really, and to really clean out all the other things and replace them with the qualities that we really want to embody in our life. And it's really powerful, and it's not an easy thing, and I think it takes a long time for some people. For some people it's an accelerated process, but it's definitely a process, however long it's going to be, to go through these things and clean house and replace and be reborn, really.
And so, one of our questions that we're so grateful to have received was about meditation. And so, just in brief, there are countless meditations, and it really depends on the purpose of the meditation. The types of meditations that we've been doing with the Rebirthing series are specifically designed to go into the subconscious and remove and release different things that we've been carrying. And that's pretty much the purpose of these meditations, or to bring a peace after a lot of physical movement, to reestablish uh, a strong sense of center or peace. So that's like the practices that we've been doing. But there are a lot of different types of meditations. There's meditations just to establish concentration. There's meditations to establish wisdom, to see things clearly. There's meditations to calm down. There's meditations to feel joy. There's meditations to uh, feel any emotion. Essentially, meditation, life is meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation, I believe that the word is pointing to an experience of deepening awareness of the truth of
Mm-hmm.
existence. And the meditations that, like we could say, the Buddha taught were designed to lead a person towards being completely awake, to to the moment to moment presence of the truth and reality as it is every single moment, and not ever fall back asleep, not ever allow the consciousness to dwindle, but to stay always alert and bright. And so another part of your question was about what is the best to enter into a trance-like state. And I'm not quite certain about what trance-like state might mean. However, a very good meditation that is extremely pleasing to the mind, that the means that it's very easy to get into, and once you get it, you really want to stay in it, is a breath meditation. And that's also a tranquilizing meditation. It's also a form of concentration, and it's also a wisdom meditation, and it's the primary meditation that the Buddha gave. And it's a meditation that anyone can do without any sort of affiliation with any belief system, because it's a universal. The breath is universal, and it follows the universal principles of life. It's just like the ocean. It comes and it goes. It's just like all of life, expansion and contraction.
Mm-hmm. But there, I just so there's a lot of misconceptions about meditation, and I believe a lot of people think that the minute that they start meditating, that automatically they're going to feel this sense of peace and calm, and they're going to go to some other dimension or enter into some sort of trance-like state. The reality of meditation is a lot of the times you're going to sit down and try to focus on the breath, and there's going to be so much coming from the mind that it really takes a while to develop a practice where over time you start really settling more and more into like a peace, a calm, a trance. But I don't know that that comes right away. So I think that's important for people to know, because I've had a lot of conversations with people over the years about wanting to meditate, but then they sit to meditate and all these things come up and then they don't want to do it. But that's part of the meditation. That's part of the practice. You have to sit with all these things that you've been just ignoring for years. It's like having a huge water tank that you crack open. All the water has to rush through. Those are all the thoughts that are going to rush to the foreground of the mind. And then over time, they start just trickling down until the whole thing is empty, and then you could experience that emptiness and that peace.
So meditation, uh, just like Ram Krishankar was saying, when you first start a meditation, it might be challenging, and it's almost always challenging unless you have any sort of established discipline in your life or spiritual practice in your life. And it takes years. It's a lifetime practice. Like, you just carry it with you. And it's in more natural settings, it's not such a formal thing. Literally, you will sit and you will just be in a relaxed state of being, and you'll notice the thoughts coming through, and you'll notice the sensations and the emotions, and you'll just be with that. And that is what we're trying to get at in modern day culture. But modern day culture is a go, 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 go
Mm-hmm.
situation. So the nervous system becomes accustomed to that. And you can even notice at different times, like, your whole body seems to be vibrating and pulsing. And that vibration is just like this go, 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 go. It's not this
Mm-hmm.
peace that's very subtle and uplifting and expansive. So the meditation is like a big rock has been rolling down it. It's been rolling for a long time. You could say down a hill, you could say anything you want to say. But this rock has been rolling and it's going. And you go and you put your arm out and you decide you're going to stop it. Well, it's going to start keep rolling, but you're going to slowly, 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 slowly be able to stop that rock, that big boulder. And then eventually it's going to stop. And then you're going to try to push it the other direction. And then slowly it's going to be moving. And you're going to put a lot of effort into pushing it. But at least it's not moving the other direction anymore. It's going in the direction you want it to be going in. Eventually, you're gonna get it so that it's rolling in that direction, and you just have to tap it along and keep it going. That's a good analogy for meditation because the mind is like that big boulder. It's been rolling in one direction for such a long time, it's not going to be easy to stop it. Your consciousness, that essence that of who you are, your soul, whatever you want to call it, is like you going out and stopping it. You're being, no, you're not going in that direction anymore. And eventually, you're going to succeed. You just have to be persistent with it. And then getting it to go the other direction is establishing wholesome habits and positive thought patterns and just getting the mind to be behaving and going in the direction you want it to be going in. So again, they're all different types of meditations. Any of the meditations are effective to different degrees. They all have different purposes. A lot depends on your intentions and what you're doing going into the meditation. Are you looking to get something out of it? Or are you really allowing yourself to deepen into the experience of everything that's happening because it's all perfect? The pain, the pleasure, all aspects of the meditation, the thoughts, the emotions. The goal there is not to get it to stop. It's to become aware of it in a crystal clarity that you are not that stuff and that there is this freedom and presence that permeates, that is everywhere. And that is more closely to what you can call yourself than those thoughts and those emotions. And that's really what you want to get out of the meditation. And it doesn't matter by if there's a ton of thoughts or a lot of emotions, if you can sit and just be aware of that and be okay with that, there's your meditation. So we're going to share a meditation in the next video, which will also be available right now, soon, same time as this is. But in terms of meditation, key aspects to remember are persistence, keep doing it, keep practicing every day, patience, don't expect anything out of it, be eternally patient, develop the quality of saying this could go on forever and I'm okay with it. It's said that patience is the ultimate virtue. All other virtues are found within patience. And positivity. Positivity is keeping your mind in a joyful posture, in an attitude of gratitude. Whatever experience you're experiencing is going to be happening anyway. Whether you're aware of it or not, it's going to be there under the surface. So if you can develop the new habit of relating to whatever experience comes up with positivity, with gratitude, then you're establishing a new habit over the course of a couple years of practice. And yes, it does take that long because imagine your whole life, you're building something. This is your life that you're living, and later on in life, you're going to reap the results of the earlier choices. If you can develop over the course of a couple years the ability to relate to your experience in a positive and grateful way, then whatever your experience is, not just in meditation, whatever the experience is, wherever your attention goes, you're going to bring this smile and this joy and this light wherever it goes. So those are three key aspects to remember. You're not looking for anything out of your practice. Be persistent, be patient, and be grateful. So, anything else to share?
And just enjoy it.
Enjoy.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy. So we're going to share a meditation that in the next video. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you. Satnam.
Waheguru
Waheguru
Ji
Ji Ka
Ka
Khalsa,
Khalsa,
Waheguru
Waheguru
Ji
Ji
Ki
Ki
Fateh.
Fateh.